In light of the recent Hunger Games, Capital citizens have been wondering how this major turn of events have affected the capital economically.
In the districts, we face a major economic change. For example, the grain provided to the districts by the capital, called tesserae, is an inferior good, and due to the poorest district winning the Hunger Games this year, tesserae demand has moved to an all-time low.
Well, what is an inferior good, and why does tesserae even relate to that?
Inferior good is a good where demand goes up when times are worse and the income of the citizens of the district is lower. As a district person's income increases, they will demand less of tesserae because they can now afford better food and more expensive grains that aren't government provided.
District citizens can exchange tesserae for more of their name being placed into the selection bowl. This acts as their opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is the economic concept that decides how a person would make choices by letting go of the second best choice they could have made.
You're gonna be okay. Don't take any extra food from them. It isn't worth putting your name in more times. Okay, listen, Prim. Gail will bring you game. You can sell cheese from your goat.
Just trying to win. Maybe you can.
Wow, that's so interesting. Tell us more about the district's economic situation.
Most capital citizens can enjoy the luxury of foods like bread because the supply is high here. But in the districts, especially District 12, fresh bread that isn't made from tesserae grain is not widely available. This is labeled as a shortage, which is when the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied and below the equilibrium price on a demand and supply graph. But in District 12, there are not many bakers who are the suppliers of bread. So there are more people who want bread than who can get them. The quantity demanded is more than the quantity supplied, and this means the price falls below the equilibrium price.
Oh, I forgot. Here.
Oh my God. Is this real?
Yeah, better be. Cost me a squirrel. Happy Hunger Games.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Whoa! Uh-oh. The graphics just cut out. Well, that certainly is interesting. How are these elements incorporated into the games themselves?
A main component of the games is the factors of production. The games only occur once a year and are very important, so a lot goes into these games. There are 4 factors of production, with capital being divided into 2 parts. Examples of capital are, though slightly illegal, career tributes. They are an example of human capital. They provide entertainment and are skilled in combat.
Easy career. You know what that is?
I'm District 1.
And 2. They train in a special academy till they're 18. Then they volunteer. By that point, they're pretty lethal.
But
the games wouldn't be nearly without our favorite band of hunters.
Yeah, what is the other subset of capital?
Well, that brings me to another example of capital within the games, the arena. Every year, the best of Pan Am scientists band together to create the crowning jewel of the games. The arena is an example of physical capital, a physical object that goes into the production of the games.
She's heading towards the left flank.
Okay. Can you give me a tree right there?
Sure. Doing 3.
most of the capital's goods come directly from the districts. District 1 produces luxury items, such as jewelry, making them the wealthiest citizens of Pan Am other than those from the capital. They are a relatively wealthy district because the capital subsidizes their goods, like jewelry. A subsidy is when the government makes a payment to support a market. In this case, District 1, so that supply goes up. It also makes it cheaper to reduce those goods. So naturally, District 1 is richer than most districts. The supply of their goods went up as a result of the subsidy. The capital supply subsidizes jewelry in District 1 so they can get their luxury goods faster and in larger quantities.
Everyone knows that the capital loves their well-deserved luxuries.
In District 12, well-made luxury goods such as expensive clothes are very hard to obtain because most of the people's income are very low.
Now, the time has come for us to select one courageous young man and woman for the honor of representing District 12 in the 74th Annual Hunger Games.
Name-branded clothes are an example of a normal good, which means as a person's income rises, they will buy more of that good. This is known as the income effect, which is a shift factor for the demand for expensive clothes from the capital. So as income rises for a normal good, the demand also rises because people will feel richer with more money, causing them to increase the demand at every price.
What about trade-offs? Katniss mentioned in the post-game ceremony.
Trade-offs are when you make a decision in which you give up something in return for something else. For example, during training, our dear female victor chose not to show off her skills in archery to not draw attention to herself due to the career's tendency to kill off any competition early in the game. This is an example of a trade-off. In doing this, Katniss lost a chance to gain allies, but she was also protected by the fact that no one noticed her during training.